There exists a place at the very edge of our solar system. A realm so distant, so silent, so untouched, that it feels more like a myth than a place we can ever truly reach. It is a frontier where the light of the sun fades into near darkness, and where time itself seems slower, stretched thin across the cold expanse. Drifting silently through this remote frontier is a spacecraft launched almost half a century ago. A fragile messenger of humanity, carrying technology from another era. Its name, Voyager 2. Together with its twin, Voyager 1, it was sent on a bold mission. A mission to explore the great outer planets of our solar system. Jupiter with its massive storms, Saturn with its shimmering rings, Uranus with its tilted axis, and Neptune, cold and blue, at the edge of the sun's reach. For years, Voyager fulfilled this mission with precision and brilliance. It delivered images that no human eye had ever seen. It revealed moons covered in ice, storms larger than Earth, and landscapes stranger than imagination. Each discovery was a reminder that our solar system was far richer, more dynamic, and more mysterious than we had ever believed. Then, when its great planetary tour was complete, Voyager faded into the background. It became a lonely traveler, slipping further into the darkness. No longer at the center of attention, but continuing its quiet journey through the endless void. But recently, something extraordinary happened. Something no one could have predicted. From the vast and empty distance, a transmission emerged. A signal so faint it was nearly undetectable. Yet it was there, steady, organized, deliberate. Not the random static of space. Not meaningless noise. This signal had rhythm. It had a structure. And it came from Voyager 2. It began during what should have been a simple routine command sequence. Engineers on Earth instructed the spacecraft to adjust its antenna. At first, everything appeared to be normal. But then, without warning, Voyager slipped just enough out of alignment to lose contact. The result was silence. Not a short dropout. Not a passing delay. But a complete and total blackout. For days, nothing. The spacecraft was gone, unreachable, cut off from the planet that launched it. And then, suddenly, the silence broke. A signal returned. Not a full stream of data. Not the clear telemetry engineers were expecting. Instead, only fragments arrived. Shards of communication. But unmistakably ordered. Not static. Not a corrupted error. Something intentional. Something strange. At first, experts believed Voyager's ancient systems were finally failing. After all, this machine is nearly 50 years old. It operates almost 19 billion kilometers away, running on less memory than a modern digital photo. Its heart is handwritten code from the 1970s, carried on hardware more fragile than the simplest smartphone today. And yet, when the signal was studied more carefully, something even more unsettling appeared. Hidden inside the transmission was a peculiar modulation. A distortion that should not have been there. As if the signal itself had been altered. Changed. Or perhaps reflected, by something else out in the dark. Some suggested cosmic rays. Others blamed deep space interference. But many were not convinced. A new theory began to take shape. One that pushed beyond ordinary explanations. It was called the mirror theory. The idea was simple but profound. What if Voyager's signal had bounced off something? Not dust. Not gas. But a structure. Perhaps even something artificial. Like a cosmic feedback loop, Voyager's own message had been returned to us. But distorted. Carrying a strange new signature. NASA, of course, dismissed such ideas. Their official explanation pointed to hardware errors, aging components, and the effects of radiation. But outside of press releases, independent researchers noticed details that didn't add up. Voyager's internal logs, when compared to Earth's records, did not align. It was as if someone, or something, had tampered with its memory. And for a spacecraft with only 68 kilobytes of storage, With a design so basic by today's standards, this should have been impossible. Unless an unknown force had directly interacted with it. This raised unsettling questions. Could this be evidence of a new kind of physics? Quantum interference at a scale we had never seen? Or was it something else entirely, something we could not yet define? The mystery deepened when the signal was processed through language recognition models. No one expected results. But what appeared startled everyone. There were traits inside the signal that resembled human communication. Repetition. Rhythm. Pauses. Not a language. Not words. But not meaningless static either. Something that hinted, just faintly, at intention. Then, Voyager transmitted a second burst. Nearly identical to the first. But reversed. To some, this suggested a possibility almost too strange to consider. That Voyager was no longer only a probe. Not just a relic of exploration. But now part of something larger. Something hidden in the fabric of space itself. A network. Not one that announces itself with flashing beacons or radio chatter. But a system that communicates through subtle echoes. Through patterns and anomalies. A network that has been present all along, we simply did not know how to listen. If this is true, then humanity is no longer a silent observer of the cosmos. We are already engaged in a dialogue. Not with voices or words. But with frequencies. With modulations. With quiet pulses so delicate they can only be seen by our sharpest instruments. For more than 40 years, Voyager has carried the golden record. A copper disc etched with the sounds, images, and languages of Earth. A time capsule, crafted with hope. A message we once thought would drift forever without reply. But what if that message has been heard? What if something in the remote darkness has been listening? And if so, the question becomes urgent. What comes next? Are we prepared for contact? Not with beings who think like us. But with an intelligence that may perceive time differently. An awareness that may experience reality in ways we cannot begin to understand. Are we ready to accept that Voyager is not the end of a message chain, but the beginning of one? Despite NASA's reassurances, despite explanations of solar interference and system drift, a quiet unease lingers in the scientific community. Because the structure of the signal is too specific. The modulation too deliberate. As if the universe itself has posed us a question. Voyager 2, billions of kilometers away, may have entered a space unlike any we have known. Not a realm defined by planets and gravity. But by phenomena we cannot map or measure. A place where machines cease to be mere tools. And instead, become participants in a far older conversation. Perhaps Voyager has touched an intelligence. Not a civilization in the way we imagine. But a vast awareness, woven into the very structure of spacetime. Something ancient. Something waiting. And maybe, just maybe, this faint signal is its first reply. A whisper in the dark. A knock on a door we never knew we had opened. Voyager is no longer just a probe. It is a messenger. A bridge. An envoy of Earth. And if the universe is speaking now, it means it has been listening all along. The silence we feared was never